Well, hello there. Good evening, everybody. It's Jamie here, and a very warm Thursday. Welcome to you all to Travel Blog Jamie. This is our Monday Night Live, only it's not Monday. What on earth is going on this planet? I do apologize for the technical issues on Monday. I don't really know where the problem lays there, but YouTube have been very helpful. Actually, they've been in touch with me, and we managed to sort the issue out. And I practiced last night on my patrons as well, and I think everything was fine. So that's great. So good evening. Our Thursday Night Live is where we spend an hour or so together, of course. I say also, it keeps sort of extending, doesn't it? Getting longer and longer every week. And we talk all things travel and cruise related, of course, with just a teeny weeny bit of cheekiness thrown in for good measure as well. I mean, it wouldn't be the same otherwise, would it? It's also, by everybody on the train, it's also the last live of March. And I must warn you as well, I won't be here this coming Monday, and I won't be here the following Monday because Matthew and I are on our travels this weekend. We're heading down to smelly old Southampton. We've got a couple nights there, and we're going to be meeting with some of the patrons as well this weekend, which will be fabulous. We're then away on our cruise on Pinot Aurora, heading to northern Spain and western France. And when we come back the following Monday, I was planning on doing a live then, but it just so happens I accidentally pressed the clicky thingy button and booked a trip to Orlando, of all places. Universal Orlando, here I come. So I'm not going to have time to do that live. So you've got 2 weeks, 2 Mondays without me. You're going to be fine. I promise you. I'm going to be splattering myself everywhere across the universe, the galaxy, with lots of updates for you on the cruise. I've got Wi-Fi package, don't worry. And also when I'm in Orlando, the Wi-Fi is awesome in Universal. So it's not going to be a problem, okay? And then we'll make up for it, won't we, in a few weeks' time. We'll have a right old shindig together. I'm sure we will. So lots coming in the next couple of weeks. And I mean, I'm celebrating today. It's my first day of freedom from school for 19 days, which means I get to focus on all of this. And I get to focus on the travels, and I get to focus on the filming and the editing and the voiceovering and all of that malarkey. And I'm looking forward to it very, very much. And I feel like it's a good thing that I can focus on all of you lovely people, whether you want it or not. It's coming your way, okay? Right, so today, folks, we have our regular items. Of course we do. I know him so well. And on someone's telly somewhere, there is no trolling Travel Book Jamie today because, again, there's been zero trolling. There was a grumpy man this week, but he's just grumpy, you know, and I told him so. But no trolling. And the only people that have been triggered are people who want me to post warnings in my vlogs about a number of things that might be coming up. So anything to do with spiders or snakes, and butterflies and moths, you know, that kind of stuff. My feet, I've got to post warnings now, trigger warnings. The thing is, if I did that, that's all I'd ever be doing. Like, oh, be careful, because in a minute I'm going to swear. In a minute, be careful, I'm going to thank Jesus. In a minute, be careful, because my feet are going to be out and about. I just can't do that. I just think it's probably easier if you don't go on the internet, to be honest with you, if you need all those trigger warnings. Did I just say that out loud? Did I just say that? Hello, everybody. I know you're all saying hi. Oh, bless you. Hi. Good evening. Missing. It's all good. Spiders and bio. I thought, Neil, they were absolutely stunningly beautiful, actually. I think all creatures have an air of beauty about them. I mean, they must look at people like me, us humans, think, what the hell is that? You know, who are those giants? And what the hell are they wearing? I mean, it's fabulous, but I wouldn't expect the spiders to be a fan of this. You know, it's not the same shirt as the last time I was on, by the way. That was that deep red color, wasn't it? It was my sangria color shirt. This one is a little bit more Hawaiian. Can I say that? I think it is, isn't it? Yes, so no trolling Travel Blog Jamie. That's 3 weeks on the trot. What a bunch of wimps out there. I'm ready for you. Come on, bring on your nastiness, you trolls. Where have they all gone? Maybe they don't want to get dragged back across the internet. Maybe it makes them look bad. I don't care either way. But anyway, sorry about that. What I am going to talk about today, though, after our regular items, is an update on our case with Maleth Aero following our 16-hour delay. And also, I want to talk solo travel stigma a little bit. Of course, I will then be taking all of your glorious questions and shout outs as well. Please don't post your questions and shout outs yet because I won't see them. Okay, I'll give you the go ahead when it's time for that. Let's start off, however, as we always do, with a check-in. How are you, my darlings? We want to gauge where we're all at on this fabulous Thursday evening. So drop a number in the chat. A 0 meaning you need an immediate check-in from all of you lovelies out there. Check in with people. Check that they're right if you see they're on a 0 or a low mark. 10. Wow, you'd be riding a smelly, drunk old skunk all the way to Weatherspoons and back again if you're a 10, my darlings. Probably singing Britney Spears songs as well on that old skunk. I'm quite perky because it's the first day of the holes for me, so I'd say about an 8. If you had asked me on Monday how I was, I put myself down as a 6. I've had man flu. We all know what that means, don't we? We do, don't we? I'm getting better now, but if I had spoken to you on Monday, you would have heard this cold a lot more prevalent, kind of nasal aroma and snotty and all sorts. And my eyes were even worse than this. They were worse. So how are we all? Looks like we're all a bit mixed. And before I forget, I must say congratulations to Autumn, whose mum wanted me to do a shout out for her to say how well she'd done in a mock interview. So there you go. I didn't forget. And there's another family that want to shout out, and I'm hoping they're here and they can remind me a little bit later. Right, so it looks like we've got some 10 pluses. Yes, I love it. 8.25. I'd say actually, Zombie Dog, that's kind of like where I am. 8.25. Very precise. I like that. Oh, thanks, Percy. I look poorly. How lovely. Some of you are so kind, aren't you? Really. Percy, I want to see a picture of you so I can critique you, please. Let's all critique each other, shall we? And the way we look. That's fabulous. We love that. Not. Okay. Before we go any further, I always ask, please, could you give this video a cheeky little like or thumbs up, as we call it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And please do turn on notifications, of course. I get fed up with you saying, when's this vlog out? When's that vlog out? It's like, if you turn on notifications, as soon as it's uploaded, you will find out. You know, you don't actually get loads of notifications from me. You get like 2 a week, you know, when the vlogs are released. So it's not that bad. Don't forget, you can also follow me on Facebook, Jamie W. Robbins. I say it every week. If your profile is totally locked down, I'm probably not going to accept you because it looks a bit dodgy. And today on my new iPhone 15, I've had people trying to hack my Apple account all over the world. So I'm just quite cautious and careful about that sort of thing. Send me a DM if you think your profile is really locked down, and just say, hi, it's me, it's all for real. Okay. I am also on X, Instagram, and Threads, of course, at Travel Jamie. You can become a patron on my exclusive Patreon channel, patreon.com/travelblogjamie. I don't know how many of you there are now. It's like 230 something the last time I looked. 5 tiers to choose from. There's something for everybody on there. And of course, patrons have got their first meet with me on Saturday, which I'm looking forward to very much. You also get behind the scenes vlogs on there, postcards. I call them postcards from heaven, written each month from my travels and sent, etc., etc., etc. Okay, it is time for our first item of the night, and I make sure I've got the right hashtag. I know him so well. And here's your question for today. You're going to pop your answers in the chat for me as well, okay? Right. During this week's Bali vlogs, and thank you very much, by the way, for the love you've been given on the Bali vlogs. It's very nice that I don't have to always just do cruising, and you can enjoy something a little bit different and be kind about it. I do like that. But anyway, during this week's Bali vlogs, someone zoomed in on my what for a closer peep. I'll say that again. In my when I released my Bali vlogs, someone zoomed in for a closer peep of my what? It's like blankety blank, isn't it? Someone zoomed in on my blank. Let's see if anybody knows the answer. How well do you know what's going on in my dollars old dishwater life? Whilst we're thinking about answers, I can see there's lots coming. Okay. It feels like we're all saying the same thing. Anyway, listen, you are getting cheekier and cheekier and cheekier, taking pics and screenshots of me during the live, the show, and splattering me all over the internet. Hashtag on someone's telly somewhere. You know what's coming up, don't you? So this is where I do something silly and I pause momentarily, and you some of you take pictures and then you plaster them on Facebook and Instagram and X and goodness knows where else, tagging me in it. It does make me laugh. So, some of you have been doing all of this photoshopping stuff as well and adding things to me, which I think is hilarious. Is it Jules and Kev? I think they are at the moment the winners in terms of photoshopping. Have a look up if they're here, if they're doing anything later. It's absolutely cray. Anyway, this just requires glasses again and one other prop. Don't do anything yet. Don't do anything I wouldn't do either. Okay. Well, these are being given away. I've got a winner actually over on Instagram. All right, are you ready? I don't have a glass of anything tonight. I'm going for the bottle. Are you ready? Get ready. Oh. Holy macaroni, that is strong. Oh. Woo. Good old Smirnoff, eh? Blimey. Well, I hope you got a fabulous picture there, my darlings. I look forward to seeing that. Oh, it burns. It burns. Oh my God, that really does burn. Okay. Listen, I've had a lot of messages. I get messages every day without fail asking two questions. One is whether P&O have responded to us with an actual apology after what happened over Christmas. Feels like such a long time ago. I know, let it go. But that's with ABTA. But the other question I get asked every day without fail is about an update on our Maleth Aero claim after our 16-hour delay. Just thinking back, our delay took place over 2 days, the 30th and 31st of December, spanning 16 great British hours due to the late running of our flight, compounded by crew operational issues. And before takeoff, there was a fault with the plane that needed immediate attention. Now, Matthew filed the compensation claim, as we were advised to do by Maleth and P&O repeatedly, on the 1st of January, because Matthew's very efficient like that, in case you didn't realize. Very efficient. And he writes a fabulous letter. He really does. And I have to say, within a few days, we were very pleasantly surprised. Literally within 3 days, we actually received a response from Maleth Aero saying, and I quote, "We are fully aware of our responsibilities." And that's great, because their own terms and conditions say they will respond to compensation claims within 2 months, and they haven't. So maybe they aren't so aware of their responsibilities after all, my loves. I wonder what you think. They are officially 25 days late after the 2-month window. They haven't responded to any of our emails. And I know some of you who are waiting to hear from them have been in touch. And again, they haven't responded to some of you either. So we and others are left wondering what on earth is going on. Will we ever get a response? The level of service, or lack of service, should I say, absolutely matches the look and feel of the aircraft for long haul flights. And the delay is certainly very familiar as well. So not really much of a surprise there. Matthew has indeed gone to, as I've said previously, the Civil Aviation Authority, which oversees and regulates all aspects of civil aviation in the United Kingdom. And I encourage anybody else out there awaiting a response from MAF to do exactly the same. Now, the CAA have actually been in touch after Matthew pursued them. They have like a 10-week window for response. They're not at the 10 weeks yet, but Matthew is very persistent and professional in his communication with them. They have responded to Matthew, and they have inferred that they are dealing with multiple issues surrounding Maleth and asking us just to remain patient, which of course we are. The only thing I will say is, even though we are patient and being very calm about the whole thing, we are not going to let it drop. I know some of you have said, oh, just let it go now. Don't stop getting so stressed about it. I just want to sort of reiterate, I'm really not stressed about it. Neither's Matthew. We just feel that this is not something that we're going to ignore. They have said we are entitled to compensation, as have P&O. So I'm just wondering why they haven't been in touch and why no one's got their compensation yet, because it's way past their terms and conditions that they're fully aware about, my darlings. I'm really happy to hear that. So we continue to wait patiently, and as always, I will keep you in the loop. So you don't need to message me every day, my loves, asking me what's going on with Maleth, because I promise you, as soon as we hear formally, you'll be of the first to hear about it. Okay, I promise you. So that's the update as it stands. So we are getting some kind of communication from the CAA now, which is good, and they assure us that many people are having to go via them as well. Okay, so as I always say, and I've been saying since January, haven't I? Watch this space, but you'll be the first to know. Right, back to I know him so well. During this week's Bali vlogs, somebody zoomed in on my goodness, so many of you got this right, my toothbrush. And that leads me to talk a little bit about solo travel stigma. There is a very clear link between what I've just said about the toothbrush and solo travel stigma. So on my vlogging trip to Bali, a solo trip, it was a vlogging trip. I did an awful lot of filming whilst there. And note, I say a solo trip, not a single trip. It's a solo. It's very different there's a difference between being solo as a traveler and single as a traveler. I noticed a few comments actually on my Facebook page from friends, acquaintances, that really got me thinking. So one person wrote, and I quote, "Your toothbrush looks so sad on its own." Another wrote, "You must be very brave to travel solo." I'm rolling my eyes, aren't I? I must stop rolling my eyes. Another wrote, you must feel very lonely looking at that amazing view without Mafu. So I decided to address this solo travel stigma in part 2 of my vlog to Bali, because these kind of comments, I just feel are really full of presumption. They are quite patronizing, and I know so many people who travel solo for so many various reasons as well, that I really wanted to tackle this stigma actually. And a few peeps out there told me on YouTube that I should, and I quote, "Never justify yourself to anyone," and I quote, "Ignore the haters." So I wanted to clarify and discuss a few points from all of the above, if that's all right with you, just briefly. Firstly, those comments are not from haters, even if they are ill-measured, in my humble opinion. These are people that know me. So I wanted to also mention, I'm not justifying myself. I'm tackling stigma. There's a massive difference. I gave this example to someone the other day. If I put my membership prices on Patreon up considerably without telling my members, I'm not, by the way, don't worry, I'm not doing that. They probably, quite rightly, would get very annoyed with me for not mentioning it, and the money just comes out of their account as well. And they would probably be annoyed. And if I decided to offer a reason to them, that would be justifying myself, because I've done something that's actually impacted negatively on other people. And I then try and excuse it. So it's really different by tackling an issue than that sort of example I've just given you. So I hope that makes sense to you. So I'm tackling what is a prevalent issue in the world of solo travel, and representing a lot of people out there who receive, sadly, similar comments. And I'm not justifying why I travel solo. We all know the reason why I travel solo at times, don't we? I'm a travel vlogger now, increasingly so, as well as a teacher. And Matthew is not. He has a proper job, as we all say. Firstly, traveling alone is not the same as being lonely. I find that incredibly patronizing, that anyone would make that assumption. It is so far removed from meaning the same thing. I can't emphasize that enough to you. And you know what, folks? I can absolutely enjoy any moment in my life for what it is, solo, on my own. I can. It's not scary for me to have a coffee in a coffee shop on my own, go to the cinema on my own, have a meal on my own, be on a plane on my own. I can miss, and I do miss, Matthew a billion trillion times over. I can promise you that when I'm away vlogging. But that doesn't mean I feel lonely. That is so different. I can also separate, in my mind, solo travel from the vlogging and being with Matthew. And Matthew can do the same. We can separate all these things out. They're totally different. We are adults. We discuss things, I promise you. I'm also very comfortable in my own company. But when I find that when I travel solo, and some of you have said exactly the same thing, you're very rarely on your own. Like in Bali, you might be aware, I was, when I was doing my excursions tours, I was with tour guides, like a one-to-one, all day, every day, and I got to know them and the culture so much. It was amazing. I mean, there were even times in Bali where I did crave some time on my own. I have to be honest with you. I find it very odd, I don't know what you think about this, that anyone would actually focus in on my toothbrush in a picture and say that. Are you a zoomer? I don't mean necessarily me. Have you ever zoomed in on things, pictures? You want a closer look? I have. I just haven't then gone on the internet and said that's what I've done. I don't know. I think maybe some of those comments I've just shared with you are more about other people's insecurities, perhaps, and their preconceptions, and also their view, actually, of what a traditional relationship should be like. You know, they can't imagine doing certain things without one another. No problem. I don't have a problem with that, and I would never question that from anyone. And I understand some of those insecurities about traveling solo. I think I do understand why some people might feel a little bit uncomfortable doing those things on their own. I can see both points of view there, but I just think some people, I think we all actually should be a little bit more mindful about making judgments about other people's lifestyles and lifestyle choices, especially when they don't actually affect you one little bit at all. Why is it a problem? Don't make assumptions, please, about each other, and don't make assumptions about me and how I'm feeling. You know me. I'll tell you how I'm feeling. Yeah, I always do. So you don't have to make things up about me. You really don't. But have you, anyone out there, experienced anything similar, any similar comments to what I've shared with you? Are you happy to share them in the chat? I imagine there's also lots of things being posted now that I will have a look at after this. I'd be really interested to see what you've got to say for yourselves. And also, those of you who've never traveled solo, does it affect you when people travel solo? And if so, in what way? I'd love to hear your views on that. I've just seen a random comment. I didn't see your toothbrush. You just need to zoom in then, my darling Kate. Listen, I've also been flooded, honestly, with messages this week from solo travelers thanking me for raising these issues. And, you know, I'm always going to be upfront and honest if something comes to my attention that I think can affect other people. And I'm really pleased those people have got in touch. Some travel solo because they prefer it. Some because their friends, their family either don't travel or don't want to travel to the same destinations. Matthew and I actually differ on some of the destinations that we go to or want to go to. We don't always agree on it. So when I travel solo, very often I go to places I know Matthew isn't keen on going to, or are further afield, or just wants me to find out what it's like and tell him whether it is somewhere perhaps he would like to visit in future. Some people, very sadly, have lost their lifelong partner. Some are very happy being single. Some have said to me, what are we supposed to do, Jamie? Stay at home? Good point. One lady said solo travel is so much more fulfilling than any travel she did with her ex-husband. Now that's telling, isn't it? You only need to, if you want to see some of these comments, just have a look at my Bali vlog part 2. There's loads of them under the video, loads of them. So thank you for all your messages. Thank you for your input. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you as well. I like the fact in our community, I hope you agree, we can have these honest conversations and not get too upset. Okay, but please, please, enough of the judging. Okay, don't judge me or other people for traveling solo. I would appreciate that very much. Right. It's now time. Normally, oh look, I did that within half hour. That's awesome. It is now time for your questions and your shout outs. It's always helpful to put capitalized questions, so I know you're asking a question. And likewise, if you would like a shout out, it's good to do that in capital letters as well. So I'm literally starting from now. Okay. Right, we've got lots and lots of things here about solo travel, and also traveling with a disabled member of the family. Actually, how awful that people would be judgmental about that. That's actually, I think that's far more upsetting than anything I've just discussed. It really is. Anita says, I'm happy going solo out my front door. Work from home. Oh, there you go. Moina, solo traveler as well, and a widow, and always being told I'm brave. Yeah. Again, that's a real assumption, saying that you're brave for doing something solo. Some people actually have no choice. Some people actually want to do it. It's not necessarily about being brave necessarily. Karen says, welcome back, Jamie. Bali looked awesome. Yeah, and lots of people are booking to go to Bali now, which is amazing. My approach to tipping in Bali, well, it's quite easy actually, because in restaurants there's like a 5% charge added to your bill, as well as 10% tax. I don't think it's necessarily anything more than that is expected in Bali. I always gave a little bit more than that. Definitely, I did the same for taxi drivers and my guides. Anywhere between 100,000, 150,000 rupiah, which sounds an awful lot, but actually is about 10, 15 pounds in their eyes. That was a huge amount of money, and they were very, very grateful for that. And they were worth every penny as well. Question from Stephen: is there an easy way to search for solo cruises and others? Solo cruises, I can't remember. Someone might remember. It's Travel with Lucy Lulu, who actually organizes solo travels. Actually, I wonder if she's here now, or someone who's actually worked with her who could just post a link for me. That would be wonderful. In terms of my solo travel, I just do the usual search and put in one passenger, one pax, and that's it for me. Kate, oh sorry, can you please put your questions in capitals so that they stand out for me, because I really seem to upset people when I miss them. Sky, how many spiders did you say? I don't know, I didn't count them, but there were like about I would say at least 50 or 60 in that small area. Kate, what private car and driver transport would you recommend for London to? Well, I've never done that actually, Kate. I'm sorry. I've always traveled from London to Southampton by train, so I can't recommend anyone. There's really heavy rain outside. There's Uber as well from London, so I mean, I think that would probably be the cheapest route, but I can't really advise on that because I've never done it, I'm afraid. Caroline says, what is the best budget hotel in Southampton? The best budget hotel I've stayed in is the Grapes, and I did a vlog on that last month, I think. So just search travel blog Jamie the Grapes, and you'll see what I think is a very good budget hotel in Southampton. Just scanning. Nicola went away with daughter, left husband at home. He gets an annual golf club membership, and I'm having the equivalent to go to Barbados. Good for you. Good for you. Mark and Ali return. Ali wants to know, how do you fit so much in that small palm tree suitcase? So I've got 3 suitcases. One is small, one is medium, one is large. It will depend on where I'm traveling to. The blue one was a medium size. That's not small. And it was just me. And also, when you're traveling somewhere so hot like that, it's a case of shorts, vest, t-shirts, flip-flops. It's also very, very casual in Bali. We've packed ready for P&O Aurora and our week's cruise, and you'll notice we have the large yellow suitcase and the small yellow suitcase as well for that trip. We don't tend to overpack, and we use packing cubes as well, which are a massive help. Amy, solo travel is liberating. Totally get you saying you wanted time alone. Yeah, I did actually at one point. Always find the local people sometimes feel bad for you in a way and don't want to leave you alone for in a nice way. Yeah, I suppose that's true actually. They were all very kind. Actually, in Bali, I think it's quite usual for people to travel there solo. I saw so many solo travelers, and I think that the people there and the people serving you in restaurants and etc. they didn't bat an eyelid. Not once did they think or asked, "Oh, are you with someone?" Not once. When I went into anywhere and I said, "Just me, just one," they said, "Absolutely." Big smiles, and that was it. No questions ever. In fact, I think the only time I've ever had someone do that was actually at Disney World in a restaurant there, and I just remember looking at them thinking, "Are you for real? Don't even go there with me." I had jet lag at that point. Don't go there when I've got jet lag. No, I didn't have jet lag going to or coming back from Bali. That's the beauty of long haul travel when it's overnight and you're so exhausted in between flights with the connection. When you get on the second flight, you literally just like zonk out. Just fabulous. I'll be jet lagged, I'm sure, when I go to Orlando and come back, even though the time difference is not as significant. Tara, shout out for Frankie, your youngest. He's a super fan. So we've just signed up as, your all-inclusive patrons. That's so cool. I'll see that later, and I'll add you to me shout outs at the end of the vlog. That's nice. I don't know how old Frankie is. The youngest still could be quite old. I probably shouldn't be doing a cheers with this, should I? I'm such a bad influence. I get told that all the time, you know, bad influence. It costs people a lot of ka-ching, apparently. Not my fault, you know. Linda, question, do you know how P&O work out boarding times? It's usually, well, apart from suite guests and loyalty tier Caribbean and above, who get priority, finally, after all these years, that's me and Matthew. I think they do it by deck, actually. Some people think it's by cabin grade, but it's not. It's by deck, and it also depends on the ship. So I couldn't just tell you outright, this is how they do it, because it will absolutely differ depending on the ship. So it's by deck, okay? You could probably do a search for that somewhere, actually, Linda. I think there are some grids out there that tell you who embarks first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then like graveyard shift. Okay. Paul, do you have a particular travel agent? Nope. I think I've been pretty clear on here before. I'm not a big fan, not because travel agents don't do a fabulous job, they do, but I am a control freak. I don't like going through another party to do anything. I don't like having to email someone to raise an invoice that they then send back to me that then I have to pay. I just want to pay when I want direct, etc. It's just me. it's just me. And so far, when I have used a travel agent, I've not had any discounts, so to speak, and the prices were the same as going direct. I know that's not always the way as well. It's just been my experience. Okay. Question: what was the best part with the animals? Asked Sky. Just being there with them, being themselves, and them acting naturally and doing what they wanted when they damn well wanted to, and me just being an observer. There's something very special about that, isn't there? I think so. Whether it were the monkeys or elephants, the spiders didn't really have much to do with me. The other butterflies and moths, they all did what they wanted. You know, I just sort of stood there quietly filming. They were all fabulous in their own way. Even the snake, even that snake that went on by. There you go, Dizzy Lizzie. There are companies who specialize in solo travel cruises, either hosted or other solo travels. Hopefully someone's got a link somewhere as well. Susie, question: which cruise destinations lend themselves to solo travel? I think any. Well, in terms of cruise destinations, any. I think it's the fact that you're on a ship and, you know, they have solo meets. On P&O, they've actually, on one of our cruises more recently, they'd introduced another one prior to dinner as well as earlier in the day. And I thought that was a great idea. You know, I'm surprised it hasn't happened before. So people were meeting up prior to dinner, and then they could go to dinner together if they wanted to as well, without having to, I don't know, share their cabin numbers or meet somewhere else in advance. I thought it was really nice. There are some cruise lines, of course, like NCL, who have their own solo areas as well, where they just have solo cabins and like a hub where people can meet up. So I don't think the destination makes any difference at all, because either you're going to be able to access a city on foot, or you're going to go on excursions, in which case you're going to meet people doing that. Go to the solo meets, see if other people want to explore independently. Maybe you could go as a group. So I don't think it really matters where, if I'm honest with you. Okay, Alison, passion for cruises. There you go. That's the one that I was thinking of. Thank you, Alison. I really appreciate that. And I'm sure Passion for Cruises will appreciate the cheeky little plug as well. And they deserve it. They do a very good job. Is it Diane or Deanne? As a solo traveler, I do find that when I dine alone, I'm given the restaurant tables no one else wants. Oh, okay. I haven't found that, actually. I've had some fabulous tables. And I have to say, I know people say nobody puts Jamie in the corner. I like being in the corner if I'm solo. It kind of cuts off people all around you, you know, and it just makes me more comfortable. I feel like hiding a little bit that way as well. I didn't hide very well on Iona when I was put in the corner. There were people buying me drinks to send them to my table. I don't know why people try and get me drunk. I'm like, I am, by the way, undrunkable. It's true. Just try and get me drunk. You won't. Can I also, I know I've been yapping away, please can I remind everyone to do a little cheeky thumbs up for me on here. We're normally at 200 by the halfway mark, and we're not tonight. It's going to make me cry, and it's the school holidays and everything. Thank you. It's good for my self-esteem, you know that. I still need my self-esteem boosting as well, okay? D. Chapman, your Bali vlog was very informative and enjoyable. Can't believe how much you did in a week. I know. And you know what? Some people have said, I can't believe you went all that way just for a week. I'm just wondering if they actually saw how much I actually did in a week. But also, I'm going to say this. The choice was to go to Bali for a week, and the flights were either side, by the way. So actually, that was another like 2 days before in terms of getting there, another on added to the end. So it ended up being 10 days with the flights. But the alternative is just not to go. And why would you just not go? And part of the journey, I think, should be a great experience. My journey was a fabulous experience. I loved the flights out. I thought I was going to absolutely hate it. I've got to be honest with you. I thought this is going to be very tough for me. And gosh, I was so relaxed. I really was very, very relaxed. I only watched one film on the way out and one film on the way back. I enjoyed lots of food, a few cheeky drinks, a little sleep here and there. And it was just a nice time to reflect and sometimes actually not think of anything and not have anyone asking me questions or being surrounded by 1,600 children and staff, just wonderful. Also, I went to Hong Kong once for 4 nights, and I went to Barbados for 4 nights from the UK and back again. And I didn't regret a single moment of either. It was a case again then. I had 4 spare nights, either stay in Basingstoke or go to Barbados, either stay in Basingstoke or go to Hong Kong. I mean, Basingstoke is very close second, obviously. Just go. If you get a chance, just go. Don't worry about how long it is, how short it is. Just go, 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 go. That's bossy, isn't it? Teacher finger, go. Another vote for Passion for Cruises for solo travel. Fantastic. Linda said Fred Olsen ship is sailing past their window. God bless Fred Olsen. I love you, Fred Olsen. Shout out to, is that Queen Elizabeth Hospital? The transplant team, they really looked after you today. Oh, I hope you're okay. Let us know how you're getting on. So there you go. Thank you so much to that team. What an amazing job you do on a day-to-day basis, and clearly an amazing job you've done today as well. Dizzy Lizzie is also shouting out Passion for Cruises. So there you go. They're clearly very popular. Stephen, Passion for Cruises. He's wondering if there's a way of finding solo pricing without going part of the way through the booking. If you go on Igloo, sometimes it tells you there amongst all of the cruises how much a solo fare is, if that helps you at all. To be honest with you, I don't find, like with P&O, for example, you find out the price pretty sharpish after you start the process. So I've never found that very onerous, to be honest with you. Would I move to Bali? No, I wouldn't move to Bali. I love Bali, but that's not where my life is. I would not move to Bali. Paul Green, best place to eat before meet up on Saturday, please. There you go, Paul Green, one of the patrons. If you like Thai food, Tycoon, they've got some good spice levels there. Gosh, where else? If you want something posh, Blue Jasmine, that's very, very nice indeed. Anyone else got any recommendations? We sometimes go to the little Portuguese cafe that does fabulous peri-peri chicken and wraps and fabulous fries. I know it doesn't sound maybe very exciting, but it's delicious. Matthew and I will be going to Tycoon, that's for sure. We do love a bit of Tycoon. Also, Harbour on 6. They've got like a pizza oven up there on the rooftop bar. Very good food there. Not necessarily the cheapest, but very, very nice indeed. Depends what kind of food you like, though, doesn't it? I don't know what you like. Dizzy Lizzie is saying Passion for Cruises, they're obviously for solo travelers, so their prices are quoted for solos. Kate is a dreadful overpacker. You've only got yourself to blame, young Kate. Harold, please can I get a hell yeah? Yeah, hell yeah, Harold. There you go. Hopefully that makes you happy. Oh, look, Travel Solo will chat. That looks like somebody who knows all about solo travel. It looks like you're having a conversation with someone else, so I'll let you do that in the peace and quiet of your own home with me chatting in the background. Oh my God, we're not on 200 yet. Come on, folks, get us to 200 thumbs up. You've got 7 more to go, please. People chatting amongst themselves. That's very nice. Mandy, not just raining Basingstoke, it's hailstones. Is that what the noise is? I'm not wearing my hearing aids, so I can hear the pitter patter. It's hailstones. Again, we had hail the other day as well. Carolyn says she's flying down from Edinburgh to Southampton with Logan Air. Has anyone flown with them? Only 15 kilogram case. I have to be honest with you, I've never heard of them. Never flown with them. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. Can I just say I'm going to really upset some of you now? You know why? I've just tried scrolling and it's just flicked about 1,000 comments. Let's see if I can do this. Tara says Frankie is 12. Oh, that bottle I showed just now then, in that case, Tara, was full of water. It is. I poured out all the vodka and I filled it with water. It is. Look at that. It's water. Might have a little cheeky drink again in a minute. A bit parched I am. Christine is traveling, cruising solo on Saturday on her own in Northern Europe. Oh, that's what I did, Christine, isn't it? Last month. It was fab. Linda, thanks, Jamie. You're welcome. Lee, my mum travels solo. She's 76 years old and loving life. Oh, I love that. I love that. She's just getting out there and doing her thing and doing what makes her happy. Dawn, off the P&O site, embarkation times are allocated by cabin section. Yes, decks. And Peninsula Club tier status. Yes, good. I answered that correctly earlier. Cruising Gaze question: what are your thoughts on a Christmas cruise? Yeah, I've done lots of Christmas cruises. Matthew and I have done lots. We're going on a Christmas River cruise this year down the Rhine. Love it, love it, love it. It's busier, perhaps, than usual, but there's a nice vibe, and I think it goes without saying we like them because we've done so many and we're doing another. So, in fact, we always go away at Christmas. Sometimes we go to Orlando. 2025, who knows? Matthew will probably be looking at that soon. Yay! And we always take Christmas cards. We put them around the walls. We take tinsel, battery-powered lights, dangling things everywhere, off every little appendage you could find. It's everywhere. We take our mini portable Christmas tree as well. A few prezzies in the case that we put around the tree. Lovely. Oh, and the reed diffuser, obviously, like pine scented or like mulled wine kind of scent. Love it. All right, Jackie, have you been to any of the LGBTQ plus meets up? I'm shy and not been to any. I have actually. I went to, sorry, my nails is a bit chipped for some reason. It's really annoying me. It was some time ago on Iona. I don't. The thing is, I understand anyone being shy about going to a group meet like that, but then everyone else is in the same pretty much category, aren't they? So it's fine. If you're shy, I can't do anything about that. Just go, take a seat. Sometimes it's very difficult to know actually where everyone is. There's no sort of designated area on P&O. They had them every day on my last cruise as well. I just didn't go to them. And that's just because I was super busy tossing pancakes and the like, my darling. Priorities, you know. Mark, hello, Jamie. I know you film and edit on your phone, but what app do you use? It's just iMovie. Everything on my phone on iMovie. Simple, as Matthew would say, just like Jamie. Linda, flying with Logan Air from Southampton to Edinburgh and got Fly Flex, which enabled her to have 23 kilos. And you could choose your seat. So pay a bit extra, take more, choose a seat, it looks like. Sarah, we have excursions booked for our 2 port days in Copenhagen. We have excursions booked both mornings. Do you have any recommendations for the evenings? We want to make most of it. I've never done excursions in Copenhagen because it's so accessible and easy to get around. In the evening, I recommend somewhere like Tivoli, although it's probably a bit busier. But Tivoli, as much as I love it during the daytime, is made for the evenings with all those fantastic lights. I've forgotten the name of that really famous street now. Is it Newhaven? Can't remember the name of the street with all the coloured bars, restaurants on the river. I think that's a really lively, fabulous place to go as well in Copenhagen. Harold, where can I cruise with hot 30-degree weather in May? Well, anywhere in the Caribbean, Florida, Asia. 30 degrees in May, maybe Turkey, Malta, that kind of area. Carolyn, thanks, Linda. Got packing cubes, so we'll use those. Yes, packing cubes are a godsend. We love them. We just literally like put all my undies in one packing cube, and my socks, and then when you unpack, take said packing cube and just put it in the drawer. You don't have to unpack. Just take the unzip it. It's fabulous. It's really easy. Love all that. Marissa, come on, folks, get the thumbs up. Exactly, Marissa. We nearly always have 300 by the end of the hour or so. So there's still time to go. Here comes Melissa Leaper. Undrunkable. We will test that theory on Queen Mary 2. You can test that theory all you want, my darling. And I tell you what, the drinks on Cunard aren't cheap, so you can keep them coming. No problem at all. Nigel, do you think Morella Cruises is a good option? You mean just cruising generally? Yes. I don't think they are quite as good value anymore as they were. Prices seem to have shot up, in my opinion, but we have enjoyed all of our Morella cruises. The newer ship we felt needed more work. The other ships we've enjoyed very much. We like the vibe on board. We like how it's a bit more casual. You can dress up if you want to as well, though. The itineraries on Morella usually are superb, really. They go to a lot of ports that other cruise lines don't. Obviously, you've got the fly cruise element. We don't mind that as long as it's not with Maleth, then we're okay. We've had some good ones with Morella. So yeah, I think they're great. I've got so many Morella vlogs if you want to check them out as well. Okay. Carolyn said, if I was told if going solo, you can ask to be put on a larger table with other people. Yes, you can, if you want to. If you're doing freedom dining, you get a choice of whether you share a table or not. If you've got fixed dining, you also have an option when you book your cruise to say how many people you would like to share a table with. You have all of those options as well. Okay. Debbie, talking to Nigel, and she loved her Morella cruise. That's great. We've got quite a lot of retracted messages tonight. Are you lot being naughty? Are you? 224 thumbs up. Come on, we can get to 300. I know it. Sue says, Bali looks fantastic and your itinerary is something I would choose. Not one for sitting on a beach all day. Why go all that way and not see something of the country? Well, it's funny you should say that, because literally someone messaged me after I got back from Bali, strangely enough, and said, are you not going to the beach, with multiple question marks? No. First of all, it was rainy season, although I had generally good weather. I wasn't interested in going to the beach. I think the water's a little bit choppier this time of year, not necessarily as clear for snorkeling and so on. And I've been to the Maldives like 3 or 4 times. You can't get any clearer really than the Maldives, parts of the Bahamas as well. So it wasn't very appealing to me to do that. And like you say, I wanted to see lots of the country. There's nothing wrong with going to the beach. If I had gone for, let's say, 2 weeks, I probably would have done a few days by the coast in a beach resort. Absolutely. But I had to judge what was most important for me to do during my week. And as some of you have pointed out, I did a lot. And I'm very, very, very happy with what I did. I wouldn't have changed a single thing. J&J in the house. Street, that's us. I'm very pleased to hear that. Kate, yeah, just go to Australia. Yes. Kevin Morgan, Kevin is back in the house. Did a 10-day visit to New Zealand once. That is a long way. I would do that as well. Absolutely. I'd go to Australia for a week. I wouldn't necessarily get to see as much as I'd want, but if I had a week spare and the price was right, I absolutely would do that as well. Absolutely. Sky says, do you have a particular, I'm a big fan, sorry, Sky, a particular what? I'm not sure. I've read so many questions out. I'm not sure what you're referring to, and I can only apologize. Melissa, Atting, Jackie, my wife and I always go to the LGBTQ plus meetups and have met really good friends through them. Yeah, you've just got to take the plunge sometimes, haven't you? Devon Deck Chair, Jamie, are them plants real behind you or plastic? Are you zooming in on things? What do you think? Have a look. What do we all think about them? Any real or fake? You tell me what you think. Stephen is saying thank you for the info. Oh, do you mind, before I go to gorgeous Matthew, I wouldn't mind a little sip if that's all right. Just a quick, it's water. It's water. Oh, strong water, holy water. What a lush. Oh, 68 more thumbs up to go. Thank you, everybody. Matthew went on Avia, Christmas and New Year, amazing. But the third-party travel from the airport in Barbados to port really bad. Okay, reversing out of the truck in my wheelchair, tipped back and hit the tarmac. Oh, that's very, very dodge. I'm sorry to hear that. I've heard of all sorts of mishaps, actually. People in wheelchairs. Be careful. I always forget whether it's Cherry or Seri or... Ooh, why do people feel the need to make passively negative comments? Who cares if you only go for a week? I don't kind of see them as negative. I see them as projecting people who would just never consider it. And you don't have to consider it because I'm not trying to make you consider it. I'm just getting on with what is important to me. Melissa, cheeky Nando's. Anita, would you swim or cage dive with sharks? I mean, I've swum with sharks before, not intentionally either, might I add. There are quite a lot in the Maldives. There was quite a beast that decided to swim right under me at one point, and I swam back to that pontoon to get out. Other than that, there are so many baby reef sharks in the Maldives. They're everywhere. It's stunning. They don't come. They're really not interested in us either. The cage dive, probably. Yeah, the only thing with that is I can't go underwater too far because of my crappy ears. So that might stop me from doing it. I know it doesn't go really deep, but probably too deep for me for it to be comfortable. But I wouldn't be concerned about doing it. I mean, I've seen those YouTube videos, my loves, where the shark tries to get in and then the cage does this, and I've seen the horror films as well. That's all right. I'd still do it, you know. 59 thumbs up to go, and that will make me feel complete and warm and centered. We've got thank yous going on. Michelle, on Igloo, you can tick a box at the start saying I'm traveling by myself. Thank you very much. That's very helpful, Michelle. Sarah, Maritimo Lounge, Southampton is nice for brunch. Yeah, for brunch. Oh, Metrics as well is great for breakfast and brunch. I'm going to big up Metrics, definitely. I think there are 2 or 3 of them now in Southampton. In fact, Matthew and I are going to probably head to Metrics for our brekkie on Sunday. I've got a nice room booked for me and Matthew in the hotel. I look forward to showing you. Kate is lolling. Mandy, shout out. It's my birthday tomorrow. ABBA Voyage on Saturday. Happy birthday, Mandy. Cheers to you. I'm cheersing you with water, though. We all know that's water. Happy birthday. Have a fabulous time at ABBA Voyage. Mamma mia. Harold, thanks for the hell yeah. Either way, the liter of vodka. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, no, I've scrolled. I think I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. That's the way to do it. Carolyn will be having a new knee sometimes in the next 4 months. And hoping she is fit for her cruise. Well, I hope that goes well for you. Pauline, good evening, Jamie, have never wanted to do long-haul flights, but Bali looks amazing. Yeah, this is the thing. You want to get to these places, you're going to have to do them because a world cruise is not something I'm going to do in the near future. Paul says it's almost time for a Friday cheers. Or are you saving yourself for Saturday? No, I always do Friday cheers post ever since the lockdowns. Ever since. So I will be doing a Friday cheers post as always. Caroline says, what's the first thing you do when you get home? So I have to, well, the first thing I do when I get home is have cuddles with the family and the rats. Normally they're filmed now. And then I put the kettle on and I unpack immediately and I do all my washing immediately. And I normally will head out into town or something, just get some fresh air and an iced coffee. Quite happy to have a takeout on the first night, though, back at home. The main thing is I don't sit down for long. I don't want to relax because otherwise I risk falling asleep. And if I've traveled a number of time zones, I'm trying to beat jet lag, so I'm trying to get back on UK time as quickly as possible. Mark asked how the rats are. They're lovely. They've had some spaghetti tonight. They love the spaghetti, and it's so cute when they try and grab it and eat it. They're very well, thank you. And my mum and sister met them for the first time at the weekend, and they loved them. They were so taken by them. My mum and sister were saying, I can't believe how much personality they've got and how loyal they are to you and how caring they are. So that was really nice. They were well behaved. The rats were as well. Tara, it's water. Frankie has seen us drink worse. It is water. Strong water. Mark and Ali, what did Matthew think of the avocado coffee? We haven't actually had it yet, to be honest with you. We will. It was delicious. One of my favorite coffee combinations in Bali. I've got to say, it was fab. Sky, how hot and spicy your food? Best restaurant in Bali. I like my food very spicy. If anyone ever says how spicy, and I say very, very spicy, and they say spicy, and I say no, very, very spicy. Don't treat me like a tourist. The best restaurant in Bali was a very unassuming noodle bar, which is in my vlog, and I actually say this is the best restaurant, best meal I've had all week. Spiderlog, vodka is water technically, just with added alcohol. Very true. Very, very true. KTS, just watched your Morella cruise to Palma, Italy. Have you been on any other Morella cruise ships? Yes. If you search travel blog Jamie Morella, it will come up with at least 3 or 4 of the Morella cruise ships and different itineraries, including the cruise out of Florida to the Bahamas, New York, Charleston. We've done the Adriatic. I've done the Adriatic a couple of times, Morella and Med, etc. It's all there. Plastic plants, says Tracy. Why does it matter if your plants are live or fake? I don't know. I think maybe people are just curious. Listen, they're all fake in this room, and I'll tell you why. I kill every plant going, and I have done all my life. Actually, I have got some live plants here, and they're doing okay, but normally they end up perishing, I'm afraid. So, and also the amount I travel, Matthew's not very good at watering plants in a way. He's not very good at it. It's just easier to have this kind, you know. I've got time to be watering plants. Ain't nobody got time for that. 46 thumbs up would be very, very kind of you folks, with probably about 15 minutes to go, if you wouldn't mind. I mean, this is a Thursday. It's not usual practice for us. I know lots of people have told me they're going to be watching on catch up, but it is always appreciated. So yeah, okay, we're now talking about my plants, which is fine by me. Some are saying fake, some are saying real. I don't mind. Neil says that he's got 2 cruises this year with Princess. Do you have to pay gratuities? Or yes, there are gratuities per day. Now, you can pay them up front. You can, if you buy one of the packages, that's like a £50 package, which includes drinks up to a certain amount. I think it's something like $13. Plus casual dining. You know, they started charging for Alfredo's Pizzeria. They also include gratuities in that as well. And of course, you can tip individually on top of that, should you wish. I'm not going to tell people how they should or shouldn't tip ever. Smirnoff from the bottle, says Harold. Wow. I know. Why not, eh? I mean, it's actually just a glass, isn't it? Like I would be pouring this into a glass, this is a glass, so I might as well drink it out of the glass. And actually, it's thinner up there, which means I take in a little bit less, which is probably a good thing, isn't it? Lorraine says, hi, Jamie, welcome back. Thank you very much. Stephen, you seem to, you get seen to a table much more quickly if you're happy to share. Sometimes that is absolutely the case. Nigel says, thank you, Jamie, for your Morella opinion. You are super welcome. Stephen was on Arcadia in December. Was I on Arcadia in December, or was it November? I think it was November. We're on Arcadia again in May, Matthew and I. Sarah is talking to Kate about team packing cubes all the way. Someone said to me once in a really snarky message, what a ridiculous thing to do, because the packing cubes take up even more space. And I kind of feel like they really missed the point. But as they say, each to their own. You know what I think about that, don't you? Each to their own, meaning I'm right, you're wrong. I honestly would not use packing cubes unless they had value, I promise you. And they're super, super lightweight as well. Not like me. Samantha, any preference on best cruise company to do Caribbean on? Not really, no. I always say, if you're going to do the Caribbean, choose a ship that has lots of outdoor space, lots of good deck space. You don't want a really enclosed ship when you're in the Caribbean. I honestly don't have preferences when it comes to, oh, I'm going to go to the Caribbean or I'm going to go to the Adriatic, and this is the kind of cruise line I should go on. For me, it's more about what's available, the prices and so on. But on a hot cruise, I want lots of deck space. There's no doubt about that. Just me. Nijhaven, thank you. That was the street I was looking for. Thank you. Mark and Ali, question: do you ever take a holiday, no filming vlogs, just R&R? Nope, not yet. It's very difficult to go on a cruise and not vlog anything. First of all, it means there's no content to come out for weeks and weeks. And as someone who's now making their living through vlogging in social media, that's not very healthy for me at the moment. Although when I was on the Azura Canaries cruise with Matthew, whilst I did do a lot of filming, I didn't film as much as I was going to. I didn't do like a ship tour and so on, because, you know, a ship tour, as I've said before, takes hours to do in terms of the filming of it. So I scrubbed that one out in its entirety. I think I have a very good life, and I don't mind doing the filming, the vlogging. I don't actually, when I'm filming, I don't necessarily feel it's a huge pressure on me, because I think maybe when I started doing it, it was a bit more like, what shall I say? What am I going to do? What will be of interest? And without being rude, I don't care anymore. I just film what's happening, what I'm thinking, what's going through my mind, what I see, what I'm experiencing. So it doesn't feel very intrusive to me anymore. Matthew might disagree with that. Some of you have flown Logan Air. Good carrier, very friendly staff. I'm pleased to hear that. I'm sorry I don't know anything about them. Pat, oh, Pat is in the house. Looking forward to your Universal. Yes, I haven't vlogged Universal before, ever. So I'm looking forward to filming that experience for you. I'm flying with British Airways, and I haven't vlogged one of their flights for quite some time either. I will do my best for you, darling Pat. Keep those thumbs up coming, please. There's about 43 to go to get to 300. I've got this feeling we're not going to get there on this Thursday. Damn Thursdays. Tony, haven't flown with, oh, we're talking Logan Air, so I'm going to let you all talk Logan Air together. Mandy says her friend is an executive chef at Harbour on 6. Oh, well, can you say I really enjoy the food there? And thank them for me. I really do. What are Matthew and I doing for Easter? Do you do low sugar? I don't have. So for Easter, as I've said, we're going to Southampton and we're going on a cruise. And I'm meeting with patrons this Saturday. Low sugar, I don't think there are many low sugar Easter eggs out there. So I don't partake in all of that, I'm afraid. Sorry. Wendy, my boy who's nearly 10 is a fan, said, look, Mum, that's the same drink you have. Tell him, Wendy, tell him it's water. We've all established that it's water. Paula, the more we travel solo, the more we normalize it and hopefully reduce the lonely comments. Yeah, you know what? There are some quite prolific footballers over, I don't follow them, by the way. They just like appear on my feed on X, who were really slagging off solo travel a few months ago, and they were dragged for it. And they were like, oh, I'm really sorry. I just don't know anyone who does it. I'm thinking, like, get real, please. Just get real. Carolyn, is the skylift in Norway a good excursion? I didn't do it as an excursion. You don't need to do it as an excursion. You can buy your tickets through P&O, but literally dockside, you get on a transfer to the skylift. So all you need are your tickets for the skylift, or you can buy them when you get there. I think everyone knows I absolutely loved, and Matthew loved the skylift in Lauren. You probably, if you've seen the vlog, you'll see how stunning it is making the journey. But then at the top, we went at the end of May, and there was still lots of snow as well at the top. It was just stunning. It was beautiful, and we had lots of sunshine, and it was warm up there, even though there was snow. It was just idyllic. So yes, I think if you've not watched that vlog, Karen, you really must, because I absolutely go crazy about it. Lee, I'm sorry, is it Lee or Lay or Leah? All okay, Jamie. They were so reassuring today. However, I'd love to hear what you think of Morella. Okay, we've discussed Morella now, so hopefully that is good. Come on, Jamie. I don't have a favorite cruise line, Alan. Are you trying to wind me up? I don't have a favorite cruise line. How can you have a favorite of so many things like that? I always say there are so many variables. It depends on the itinerary, the weather, the kind of trips you do, the crew themselves. Sometimes if there's a changeover in crew, it takes a little bit longer for them to get used to systems. I don't have a favorite. Coriander Lounge is good, Indian, says Tony. I've got to say, we hated it. We had terrible service in the Coriander Lounge, and the food, the chicken was gnarly and nasty. The sauces were excellent, in my view. So the Coriander Lounge actually is not somewhere that Matthew and I would go again. There are a couple of new Indian and Southern Indian restaurants. We're going to one of them this weekend as well, so I'll report back on that. Linda says, do you have any plans to go to New Zealand or Australia? I don't have plans, but I am going to go to them as long as I'm still breathing. Oh, that means I actually caught up with all the comments I missed beforehand, and now I'm going to scroll down and see what I've missed, and we're going to wrap up in about 4 or 5 minutes, my loves. 35 thumbs up to go would be great. Let me keep scrolling down. Aha! I think I'm there. Tips for MSC. Yeah, watch my vlogs on MSC. I've got about 12 vlogs on MSC. With MSC, it depends what ship you're going on. If you're going on Virtuoso, you must go to Hoorah Specialty Dining. It's some of the best Mexican food I've had, including when we went to Mexico. So, and try and sort of like not worry too much about how busy it can seem at times. There are always spots for you. Okay. The pools are great. I love the water park on Virtuosa. You know that I'm a big kid. I love the rope course. Just do it all, absorb it all, enjoy it all, but make sure you go to Hoorah. I think it's very good value for specialty dining as well. Katie says, can you use a TUI money travel card on cruises? I presume you mean on Morella. I don't think so. I don't know what that is, if I'm honest with you, but you have to register a debit or credit card to your account, or you have to pay in cash. That's my understanding, and maybe someone can correct me or give me some other information about that. I'm not familiar with those cards, I'm afraid. Fellow plant murderer says Kerry. Thank you, Kerry. What do you get out of all the thumbs up? Nothing. Is it a notification? No, it's nothing. It's my OCD. I like having a minimum number of 300, and I feel if it dips below that, I've not done a very good job with you lot. That's all. You get nothing for it, Mary. Devon Dector is not judging on plastic plants. No, I didn't think you were. I don't think you are at all. That's not something I'm feeling judged on, to be honest with you. Plastic plants, they're all the rage, and they do cost quite a lot of money as well. I'm actually feeling like I've covered everybody's questions tonight, just about. It's water, hashtag it's water, new hashtag. Absolutely. Kate is going to dine at Harbour on 6 next year when she comes over. That's fantastic. Oh, hang on. Ben, we flew with the dreaded Maleth on 29th December, meeting Britannia. No response from them or the CAA regarding our 14-hour delay. Yeah, that the plane that took us is rotting in the desert now. Optimistic. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Let's see how we get on, eh? I will say that the CAA have 10 weeks to respond. So after the 2 months that Maleth have to respond, and then another 10 weeks, we're talking months, aren't we? It's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. Ash, I've heard with MSC cruises, they're great until you have a problem with them, and then they become nasty. I don't think that's true, personally. I think every company, every walk of life, if something goes wrong, there are staff who don't handle it very well. I don't think it's indicative of MSC. I have had poor service, customer service, not on the ship, but I don't think that's indicative of them, because every other time I've dealt with them, they've been fantastic. And when I've been on board, they've been fantastic as well. So, yeah. Okay. I am going to wrap up after an hour and 15 minutes. Thank you for your time here. I know it's unusual being a Thursday and all. Thank you. I've got more thanks and love these vlogs, love those vlogs. I really appreciate it. I do. Meet you outside the HQ in Malta. Oh, yeah, why not? Let's sort them out, eh? Let's sort them out. The next live will be in 3 Mondays, because we is on our travels. So listen, folks, I have a vlog coming out this Saturday. It might seem quite unusual. When you go onto my YouTube main page, there's a video that pops up. And there's also a video, if people who come to my page for the first ever time, they have a different video. And it's so old and things are so different now. So I've made a new sort of welcome video. I'm hoping it's also of use to you, because it's going to show you what's coming up over the next year as well as sort of talking a little bit about myself and what the channel's about. So it's not a usual kind of vlog. And then next week, I will be releasing the vlog on our time in Southampton and the Harbour Hotel, plus our matron. Oh, a few Freudian slips this week, I have to say. My patrons will know about that. And then it's straight into P&O Aurora and our week heading to northern Spain and western France. So there's lots and lots coming up. Oh gosh, and right after that, I'll be straight into Orlando Universal. So thank you as always for your support. It is mucho apreciado, as they do not say in Spanish. Don't ever say that. Don't ever quote me on it, please. Thank you as always for your support. The next time, actually by this weekend, I'm hoping I'll be on 25,000 subscribers as well. I think there were only, when I looked last, there was about 40 odd to go. So woo, getting close, eh? Thank you, my darlings. Have a fabulous evening. Have a fabulous Easter. Look out for all the updates, and a massive kiss to you all. Mwah. Take care and happy Easter. See you soon. I'm always around.